This is how I open this pedal. Perhaps you want to replace the cable. Oftentimes the cable gets broken. Try not to remove the other internal pieces. Now, I must say, so this is from Singer, White, several 70s machines, sewing machines. That's how you press on it. I must say that this bottom plate, it's meant to be one way only. So it's meant to be just installed. It is not meant to be removed in any time at any way. However, you can force that. But I'm repeating, it's not meant to be removed. That's why it's so difficult to do so. Also, these are very sharp metal edges. Use thick leather gloves on both hands so you don't hurt yourself. Now this is how the plate sits at the bottom. Obviously you have other components inside. Oops, I'm just trying to work this. And this is inside the plate, this is outside what you see. And you notice there's 4 punch holes. And these holes, you notice they have an angle because on the other side, inside the controller, that's how it looks. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, and when you install this on the controller, when you assemble the unit, it will slide from this angle and will lock with this edge, sharp edge in place. That's why when you try to remove it, you will have this sharp edge sitting on the edge of the box, and it's not coming out because this is sharp here and the edge here, it's also sharp, so it's not removable. However, you can at least force it to slide it at this much, and then you have access to the wire. And by the way, notice this notch, it's on the wire side, so this must be removed this way. Must be removed this way. Notice where the pedal is, and put back this way, not the other way. So the way I did remove it, because we have 2 minutes in the video, obviously you want to know the trick, is I simply put it, was closed like this. Obviously I got a wooden piece and I did place it against the floor, against the wooden piece like this, but I did place it on the side but not at the end. So let's try to put it somehow in place. So I did put it against the wooden piece like this. Notice where the pedal is, just like that, against the floor, but not like this. So put it this way on the on your floor someplace, and then grab I suggest maybe a flat screwdriver, and I did put the screwdriver at an angle. Let's see, I have the light at an angle like this on either of these 2 notches, not like this. Actually, I think you can put it like this, but you don't want that. So just put it at 90 degrees here on either of these edges. These are the ones at the limit, not the ones in the center. So put the screwdriver like this, the unit against the wooden piece, screwdriver like this, and just hammer the screwdriver. Keep it with one hand and just hammer the screwdriver. You are going to literally force the metal bottom cover to slide, and it's going to jump. It's going to jump by your force, by hammering. It's going to jump those 2 bumps, and that's how you get it to slide off about halfway until it hits the 2 center bumps. And then it's the same history. They also get stuck, and you again need to kind of find a bigger piece of wood here, put it on against the floor, and hammer again on one of this if you want to fully remove it. But most of the times you just need it halfway to remove the wire here, replace the cable. Again, remember, this notch goes where the cable is. Do not put it this way. This is wrong. That's the cable. This is right. Okay, and basically when you put it back in place, you really just slide it like this. The way this plate goes in there, again, the notch goes where the cable goes, toward that way. And you have on the plate, actually on the 3 edges of the plate, you have this, it's kind of I don't know, flipped edge, makes an angle. You see this one here, this one, and also at the end of the plate you have another kind of lifted edge, I don't know, and this edge here that makes an angle, it hooks on the edge of the upper box. So basically what you want to do is engage the box to slide the edge of the box on both sides to slide underneath these angles on the side. So it just slides underneath them. Notice how it's overlapping here and at the other end, and it's going to stop at this other sort of a lifted end, and the end that you insert first, and notice how you insert it kind of behind the pedal. So this is, it goes this way on the pedal side opposite to the cable side, cable hole. The cable will be here, we insert it this way with the notch, and also at this end there is no lifted edge like on the sides. This one it's flat, and that's why it slides right underneath. Just like that. And you will need to kind of tap to force it to go when it meets these bumps. So at this point you'll need to, until then it slides easily, then it stops on these bumps, then you need to force it, and then at the end you need to force it as well until it reaches here, and this end will be flush with this end on the pedal side. So that's how you know it's fully engaged. Also the notch here, actually this sorry about this, this edge here will fully touch this side here. My throat a bit wet. So that's how you know it's fully closed. You have this, no more gap in between these two sides here, except for the tiny notch in the center. Make sure you fix everything correctly before you place it back, because if you need to remove it again, you again need to punch it out, so you don't want to repeat that procedure. Oh, and also when you want to try to slide it, oh, I think I did engage it, those two notches. When you want to try to slide it off, just wiggle it like this, keep it with both hands and just wiggle your one of the hands and try to just distance your hands. That's how you make it slide easier, but normally it should slide easily until it hits the bumps. Inside there is I warmly recommend, don't try to remove what's inside. Be careful, secure properly the screws, secure properly the cables. There is these bits of carbon or graphite that sit inside, and there is many of them, so don't undo the two ends here so you don't lose these things. And also the wire will cause intermittent power, but these bits also may cause, because they kind of wear off and they get kind of dust, graphite dust at the tips. This will cause the speed of the machine should be linearly increasing as you depress the pedal. Because of the wear on these bits, that speed may feel like there is only 2 or 3 speeds on the machine, so it's no longer linear, it's just kind of jumping from a speed to another one. So, well, that's just normal wear. If you want to replace the unit with a new unit or something that is compatible, be aware that this, I believe these are meant for the amps, the specific amps that the motor will draw. So if you use a unit that's designed for less amps, it will overheat, may even catch fire. You don't want that. So some machines had 0.7 amps, other had 1 amps, other had 1.3 amps. So you cannot put a controller designed for 0.7 amps on a machine that its motor is drawing 1.3 amps, higher amps. It will overheat, it may catch fire, your home may pass. So don't do that mistake. Okay. So hopefully this helps you, but again, I really mean it, these were not meant to be open because of these bumps. So if you want to, you are maybe not having any other choice, maybe try, but Be also very careful. These are metal enclosure. If the cable is touching the metal enclosure, I don't think you are going to see that straight lines, if you know what I mean. Thanks for watching.